Now we can start using the Harvester to perform our OSINT. Let's use the Harvester to search for email addresses from the domain bbc.com, limiting the result to 500 and using Google as the source. To do that, I'll just go to my terminal and then enter the command sudo. Since I'm not running on the root account, so let me enter sudo so that I won't have any permission issue. Then followed by the name of the tool, the Harvester. And then the domain that I want to perform, I want to use the Harvester to perform OSINT on is bbc.com. All right, and then I want to limit the length, the search result. By default it is 500, so I want to go further than 500. I want to go up to 700, and then the source that I want to use is Google. So Google as my source. Then I'll just hit enter. All right, so we Google okay, the Harvester has finished running, and then we were able to find just only one host with IP, that is the www.bbc.com with IP address 151.101.16.81. No emails were found and no IP addresses were found. Okay, so next, let's use another different source. Let's use Twitter now as our source to see what we can find on this our target domain. All right, so I'll just clear the terminal, and then then change the source to Twitter. So Twitter as my source, and then I'll hit enter. All right, so the Harvester has finished running, and let's see what we were able to find out. The target is BBC. We were able to find 28 usernames related to this our domain bbc.com. The users found 28 users. Okay. So these are the users that are related to this domain that we're able to find. No IP addresses, no emails, and no any host were found using Twitter as our source. All right. So now let's use another source. Let's use Baidu as our source, and also see what we can be able to gather on this our target. Our target that we are performing open source intelligence information gathering on. All right. So let me clear the terminal, and then I'll use the arrow key to access the last command I ran, and then change the source from Twitter to Baidu, and then I'll hit the enter button, hit the enter key. All right, so the Harvester has finished running, and using Baidu as the source, actually we were able to find nothing. No IPs were found, no emails, and no host. Okay, so next, let's use another source again. Let's use Netcraft as our source, and then see what we will be able to also gather using Netcraft. Okay, so just clear the terminal, and then I'll make use of the arrow key, access the last command I ran, and then use Netcraft at the source. So I'm only changing the source, Netcraft, and then I'll hit enter, so that the Harvester tool will make use of Netcraft to gather information about on my target. Okay, and it has finished running, and we were able to find 15 hosts that are related to this our target domain. All right, so no IPs and no emails were found. All right, so next, let's use another different source again. Let's use LinkedIn and see what we'll be able to find using LinkedIn. So I'll just clear the terminal. Just make use of the arrow key to access the last command I ran, and then instead of Netcraft, I'll change it to LinkedIn, and then I'll hit enter. All right, it has finished running. The tool has finished running, the Harvester, and actually we were able to find nothing also using LinkedIn as our source. No IVs, no emails, and no hosts found. Okay, so next, we are going to make use of Shodan. So we are going to let's use Netcraft as our source. Let's use Netcraft as our source. Okay, also since Netcraft returned to us hosts associated with our target, let's search for those hosts using Shodan. Okay, so all I have to do, I'll clear the terminal. Let me clear the terminal, and then I'll run the list command. All right, so all I have to do, I'll make use of the up arrow key to access the last command I ran, and then I'll change it from LinkedIn, the source, to Netcraft. And then I will put the S plug, meaning I want to make use of Shodan. Okay, I want to make use of Shodan to search for this host returned by Netcraft. Okay, so I will just hit enter. All right, so the tool has finished running. We have used Netcraft as our source to find hosts that are related to this our target domain bbc.com, and these are the hosts. We're able to find 15 hosts, and then we search for those hosts using Shodan. Okay, and this is the result that we're able to gather. So we have the IP address, we have the host name, and then the organization is Cloudplay, and then the services, we have the services, the ports that are running on that particular host. We have port 443, port 80, port 8080, and then the technologies used, Zepto, Shopify, and Polyfill. Okay, so this is how to make use of Netcraft as our source, and then search for those hosts that we found using Netcraft on Shodan. Okay, and we know that Shodan is the search engine for Internet of Things. Okay, so every devices, Shodan will search for devices that are connected to the internet. Okay, so almost all devices that are on the internet are accessible via Shodan. Okay, so this is what we are able to find out using Shodan search engine.